And these things are uttered in two occasions. For sannyasis at the time of the pronunciation of their renunciation, this thing is a preliminary thing and obligatory. And moreover, anybody for a totalitarian service of the self, with body, mind and intellect it is done. In Ratha Vijnana, there are three sevas, Vata Seva, Jala Seva and Taila Seva, which continues even in now service stations for vehicles. That is air wash, water wash and oil service. Like that it is a very great spiritual service for us. By which the total structure of Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana, they are cleansed. And also each and every particle of our body, each and every functional element of our body, all the internal various components of our structure, all the moorings, emotional, sensational, mind, intellectual, spiritual and physical, all moorings are totally serviced. And it is an initial spark. And how an aushadha or how a particular prescription of a doctor will come into effect. There are three things. That is grahana, sevana and patya. Doctor is giving a sheet in which the name of the medicine is given. Then you must not chant the name. Yasyas parana matrena janna samsara bandhana. That is different. Grahana is you have to take the medicine. What is grahana? You have to take the medicine. What is sevana? You have to continuously take the medicine. You see, there are two things, root and stem. Whenever the doctor gives you, already the medicine is danger. Most of the medicines, they are dangerous. Sedatives, somnolents, suppressors and various things, psychotropic drugs, they are dangerous. And most of the drugs are not properly consumed by people at all. Root and stem. I told two things. Whenever doctor gives you medicine for 5 days, immediately the second day you will get, first day interim relief. The second day it is an interval. That is a pseudo relief that appears to be relief, apparent relief. That is the stem uprooting process, not the root. Then as we feel comfortable after 2 or 3 days, immediately we will stop taking the medicine. We are not realizing that the root is not eradicated. Then that gives you one more opportunity to meet your friend. Because the root is not eliminated. This is correct or not? So, Aushadha, Grahana, Sevana and Patya. Whatever I am telling now by Vraja Sukta, I believe that at least 5% by chanting that without knowing the meaning, you are new recruits for this process, you don't know the meaning at all, in spite of which I immediately feel due to your belief and due to the blessings of various unseen forces and unknown forces and even the already that is a pre-sanctioned for all good activities, there is a pre-sanctioned blessing of God. You do not wait for his answer or speech or any oral or written signature for something like that. For any good deed that is there in the Shastras, God has given his approval. That is known as a pre-sanctioned approval of God for all good deeds. And pre-sanctioned denial or refusal or control over anything that is bad or unwanted, harmful to the society, that is there. So here, Grahana is taking the medicine and Sevana is regularly taking the medicine. It is Nitya Ushadha. It is Nityamrita, Nitya Ushadha. For spiritual realization, it is Amrita, it is nectar. For all of your problems, that is a medicine. So, it is a melody for your life tune and also it is a medicine for your problems, life problems. Life tune and life troubles. For your life troubles, it is a medicine. For your life tune, it is a melody. So, it is both Aushadha as well as Amrita. So, it is Nitya Ushadha. You have to carry it throughout your life. That is Sevana. The specific period, you have to take it. The third thing is Patya. That is very much important. And anybody mixing the both, they will not get a benefit. The prohibitive and inhibitive things, they might not be mixed. I told in one seminar with an example, how to mix a cough expectorant in an ice cream and take it. How will it be effective? No. Like that Patya. Aushadhas, Grahana and Sevana, that gives you what to do, and Patya is the regulation which says what you don't do, what you ought not to do. So both of the things must be simultaneously governed very meticulously. So Patya deals with the rules of prohibition and Aushadha deals with the rules of inhibition. Both of things must be simultaneously governed. So it is a process of purity. Then if you continue with all of the impure things, then certainly this purity will be contaminated. So this is very much essential. It cleanses all of your body, mind and other things I have already told. Then for this also we have to make the pronunciation very specifically, because the accents of the Vedic mantras, they give the real meaning. Asatoma Sadgamaya. I told in one Swara seminar on Vedic Swaras. Asatoma Sadgamaya means, Ma Gamaya means, don't take me. Don't take me from falsehood to reality. Don't take me from nescience to knowledge. Don't take me from destruction to eternity. This is the real meaning. Then how it is understood? Asatoma. Asatoma. Ma. That ma is anudhata. If you say asatoma, then ma means don't. If you say asatoma anudhata, then that is asatomam. It is an arsha prayoga. It is a special poetic license where the Veda has used ma in the place of mam. Mam means me. Take me. So there what do you mean is me. But what you say is don't. How it is possible? Because the Veda by the Swara, it supplements that im. Im is not there. But by that Swara we can understand it is mam and it is ma. Not ma. That is nisheda. It is not refusal. So likewise, I have to give the recitation in a cassette, which can be given to all participants, and they can start with easily simple things for digestion. This Vraja Sukta is more than enough, because if you are going to heal others, at least if you are going to heal yourself and potentialize yourself, you must know this cleansing process. And fortunately, this process is very simple. It has its own brevity. I don't think that it is very long. It is a very simple process, and it is sweet to hear also. And we have done a mistake. We have done a lot of things, but one among them is we must have previously, as we don't know what we are going to do, we have planned that something may be done depending upon our mood and mind setup. We were not clear what exactly, even I am not clear what I am going to tell to you, because I don't know the receptivity of the people. If I am giving, if they are expecting more, and if I am giving below their expectation, then that will be an underestimation. Then if they are expecting very little, and if I am having a torrential shower or bombardment of my statements, or over thrusting of the stuff, that will become overestimation, and that will not result in the real cause. So to understand mutuality, the language of effective communication and knowledge transfer and management between the disciple and the master, it will take some timing. So I did not know. If you could have known already all of these things, we would have at least made computer printout of all of these shlokas, limited shlokas. If it would have been circulated to all of the people, they can see, and if you have recitated in such a manner, the mass recitation, that gives more melody and more charge. It would have been more vibrant, isn't it so? Then we can do later. Then this mantra should be circulated to all people. Number one, in the same coming to destinal mathematics, number one is special determination. We have to first define what is human being and what are all the other species of the world. And one symbiosis lecture I started with the first principle. Human beings, they think that they are supporting all organisms in the world, other species in the world, but it is not true. Human being is supported by all species in the world. Each and everything, that has that one purpose. And also I very humorously told in one house where there were full of cockroaches, and no doubt the inmates also. There I told, when they told that cockroaches, they are spoiling our house, then I told that who knows, you may be spoiling their houses. So like that, there are a lot of species in the world. And knowingly or unknowingly, they are serving you, serving the human beings. Even in our lot of chemical process, the fermentation, yeast and lot of that is beneficial bacteria, and lot of microbial organisms are helping for human beings in all aspects. Even inside your body, you know how many microbial salubrious organisms are there helping each and every act of you. So you are supported by innumerable organisms, by the nature and by the botanical kingdom and zoological kingdom. A lot of species are helping you. Why they are helping you? Because God has created human being to understand Him and to attain Him and to share the knowledge, and He has designated other species to support Him in all kinds, along with the survival. Why human being is given that opportunity of being very much potentially supported by all species? It is because of the nature and compatibility of the human being in understanding God, praying God, interpreting divinity and spreading divinity. These opportunities are there. These provisional standards, whether he is doing or not, the provisional standards are there with human being for which all the other species are supporting. This is a real thing. According to karmic science, there are two activities. The one is you are exhausting your previous punya and papa. Second, you are adding punya and papa. First thing is exhaustion, second thing is addition or inclusion. And as per the karmic science, only human being according to karmic science, only the human being is having addition. All the other species are just born for exhaustion. They don't have any purva, that is papa punya plus augmented punya papa and karma. This is the composition of all living beings. And especially for human being, they have this addition possibility because they don't have this what we call ajnana avarana. That is ajnana avarana. All the other living beings except human beings, they are blessed with ignorance. They are blessed with ignorance. Whereas we have been cursed with discretion. So due to that, we know what is good and bad, and we have opportunities to know what is good and bad. It is not bad to behave bad without knowing it. But we must know things. Not knowing, somebody told, even there is a legal maxim. Innocence of law is not an excuse. Innocence of law is not an excuse. There is a legal maxim. So being born as human being, it is your duty. There are three duties. Either you must have executed your duty of knowing. Second thing, the knowledgeable people, they must have executed that duty of imparting. Or the ruling government, they should execute that duty of organizing the meeting between these two people. So there are three responsibilities. The individual's responsibilities, the intellectual's responsibilities, third is the imperial responsibility or rule of governance. So if somebody within these three, they are the culprit, the black sheep. So that is the problem. So we have to know what is good and bad. As it is not known in the other living beings, they don't add punya or papa. They are not responsible for any actions. Now spatial determination, it is a very fantastic science. How the soul, it resumes body, how it acquires body. Why somebody is an elephant? That is Sura, Nara, 3x, Thavara. There are four types of beings. Sura, Nara, 3x, Thavara. The celestials, the human beings, the botanical kingdom and the other animals. Animals include everything. Annelida, mollusca, aves, pisces, reptilia, mammalia. Everything is included inside in Thiriac. Then the Stavara is botanical kingdom, I have already told. So how this thing is selected? There is a grand design model and specific design model. SDM and GDM. The grand design model consists of the structure of all living beings starting from amoeba to Brahma. What is their physical nature? What is their functional nature? Everything is governed in that record. It is known as a Srishti Veda. And seeing that only Surya Chandra Masaudhata Yatha Purram Akalpayat, so says the Veda. When Brahma started creation, he referred the book of creation. As per the specifications of Surya and Chandra, he just followed the same thing and created Chandra and Surya. So that is a record, which need not be in the form of book, it may be in the form of even memory. So from that they create new things as per the old specifications without any change. So likewise, the grand design model consists of all living beings, 84 lakhs of species, who are Bijaja, Shvetaja, Antaja and Pindaja. So all of these specifications are inside. How the Sharira must be designed, what must be the size, what is the proportion of the various angles, and how they move, what are all the, there are two things. Each and every species is given with a defect and also it is provided with an effect. For example, Pipilica or ant, they don't have eyes, they don't have proper vision at all, and they don't have this audition also, but they are having vibrant comprehensibility. That is, they can comprehend with vibrations, with movements. So both the sound as well as that is audition and optical vision, both of the things are governed by their sensation feelings. So each and everything is given that type of benefit. That somebody used to say ant can carry 10 times the weight more than their body weight. So each and every living being is given a special effect as well as a defect in birth. So everything is fed inside that grand design model. Then specific design model is, if there is an ant, where it has to reside, either in your house or a forest ant or in a hill top of a mountain in Africa, the place, the geographical features, will it be disturbed by somebody or destroyed by fire? All of these things are specific design model of that individual. Grand design model, it shows how a human being must be. Specific design model that specifically says how you must be, how you will be. 2 eyes on 1 nose is there. Somebody is born blind and somebody is having extraordinary vision. Somebody is having wider eyes. Somebody is having Chinese eyes. So innumerable things are there. And also there are fatal designings. Everything is made in specific design model. For each and everybody, we are undertaken by SDG, where that is specific design model, SDM. Based on there is also one model, it is attributive. It is known as physical or spatial attribution. What is spatial attribution? Based on your person's Purva, Punya and Papa, the tally of a person's evaluative status of his good and bad deeds, he is offered that physical spatial sheath or cover, avarana. How it is evaluated? I can give a small example. They used to tell in Shastras, even if a person who is not worthy to be born as a dog, he is a mouse. Even if a person who has not done the virtue to a level of becoming a mouse, he is becoming an ant. Even if the person is not having the virtue to become an ant, he becomes a worm. Isn't it so? So that much is, if you see a person, we must think that they are not so much advanced in their virtues to have a better spatial standard. For each and every person, there is a karmic tally. And karmic tally is evaluated in points. Yesterday I told it is known as gunika. How is his sattva? How is his tamasa and rajasa? How much he has done. So if we have a comparative and comprehensive study of all of his activities, what is the total output? If the total output is 162, then what is it? You see, it is African elephant with broader ears. So the spatial determination or that physical or spatial attribution is evaluated on the basis of your gunikas. So that is the grand design model. The grand design model is first selected. In which body he must be. The second thing is how he must live. First is the spatial standard, second is standard of life. There are a lot of people blessed with the standard of human being, yesterday I told, but suffering like dog. And there are inferior species, but in a better comfort. So the first thing is spatial standard. That is first determined. He has to enjoy everything or he has to suffer. In which body he has to suffer. That is grand design model. And we can take also 50 or 60 examples later in a session or through mail transaction we can send as per the Shastric injunction. What is the total output of a person's karmic tally and what would be the person's spatial standard or the spatial attribution. For we can select some worm and who can be possibly. There are 10 possibilities or 20 possibilities for becoming a worm. We cannot say that this is the only possibility. For each and every end, there may be different possibilities. For each and every possibility, there may be multilateral ends, according to logics and sagacity. So we cannot specify. We can get a broader group if we go by inference. If we go by reverence or spiritual insight, then we can specifically say that this is your birth. But who is that to prove? It is based on utter belief. There are a lot of people. Now, yesterday somebody told they are organizing some programs in which some person comes and he clearly says that, yes, you are born as an oil merchant, 50 kilometers away from this place. And you have borrowed 200 rupees from me. Yes. So this, if somebody says, we have to believe, no other go. Unless you have the power to ascertain it, the power of certainty, then you can say that the person is bluffing or he is doing something wrong or he is insufficient. We cannot say like that. So the spatial attribution of selecting a body as well as selecting a standard of life. How long he must be, how should be the end, either by killed by somebody or by accident. So everything is standard of life and end. So this is known as. But you are extremely happy, Vijay Kumar. What is the reason? Can you share the humor with me so that I can also laugh? Huh? Huh? No, that is your ear. And what is the reason for the attendance of your white teeth?
Could not sit properly for us.
Yeah, that is there. That is there. We can sit in convenient place. Till we are accustomed to the practice of sitting, we can sit in the comfortable place. And there are a lot of such practices also. Changing the leg position. Just standing for a while and sitting. Changing the leg position means folding it like this and this. Reversing your folding process. Then straightening like this. Then even bending at different directions. You can sit at a convenient place. If you are totally thinking about this thing, you cannot hear. Already this type of things are, they don't have, unless we put some flavor, they don't have real taste. There are two possibilities. One, you must be a good receptacle, or you must be a person very committed towards learning this karma. Then you will have sweetness. The sweetness is contributed by your desire and curiosity. Second is, unless I tell some stories or add something spicy, it can not be so interesting. It will be monotonous and hard. So this is, the first thing is Yoni Nirnaya, Linga Nirnaya, if it is to be born as masculine or feminine. And Ashraya Nirnaya, where it has to be born. Then the Paristhiti, or the circumstance in which it lives. Pragati is development. Kugati is underdevelopment. Vigati is departure of soul or Nishkramana, by which it leaves the body and takes some more birth. So any person, while he is being a human being, depending upon the human activities, the other special sheaths are offered. So there is no possibility of promotion of any species to human being. No species except human being can be promoted to a human being. It is the meaning that only human beings are depromoted to other species and they are repromoted to their own standards if they are perfect. And what is the chance of perfection from other species? How God can expect a dog to be perfect dog, obedient dog, like that? It is not so. So whenever you are having an opportunity to go for an infraspecial sheath or standard, then you are becoming that, exhaust that karma in that body, then you are coming back as human beings. Clearly understand that no human being, our Shastra's evolution is entirely different. Somebody says, first you were a worm, then you are an insect, then you become bird, then you become animal. These things are humbugs and Shastras, they don't accept at all. If somebody is a worm and they are becoming an insect, what is the contribution of the worm to become an insect? And what is the contribution of an insect to becoming a bird and bird an animal? They don't have any quality of adding or accumulating virtue and sin. How they are promoted? So, human being is the only possible life unit wherein by a person can accumulate sin and virtue. So, whenever he accumulates sin and virtue, depending upon the predominance, that is, for example, even born as a lower species but with good standard. That means a person has committed such a papa which is going to offer him an inferior special sheath, and he has committed some punyas because of the relation of which he can have a good standard of life. So, punya and papa, they are known as determinants. They are known as determinants. Whether they determine your standard of living or species, that must be understood first. If you are determined by your papa to get a special standard, then you will be born as an inferior species. But if your punya is going to support you with the standard of life, then you will have a good standard. Likewise, vice versa. That is papa yoni, used to say in Sanskrit. Papa yoni shu jayate. That is papena yonihi punyena tatra sthitihi. Because of his punya, he is very comfortable. But because of the papa, that comfortability is packed inside the donkey's body. Punya yoni is a person having a superior body level. That is, punya determines his body. but the Papa determines the standards of life. So both of these things are there.
Then inferior remains as inferior only?
No. After the life is completed, after it is exhausted, it regains the human form. So human form is the form wherein by a person's other special transmissions are decided. Only human being can be converted into that much of, if a person is becoming a tree, only he has utilized that much of consciousness. How much he uses himself, how much he is useful to himself and others, that determines the value of the species. If a person is just a tree giving just a shadow, then the person would have been just a tree-like person, without having any extension of his knowledge, distribution or social ambiguity, social amicability. So a person without social extension and amicability, he will become a tree.
How do we explain this explosion in population and reduction in other species?
Yeah, very simple. Somebody asked, Atma is neither created nor destroyed. We cannot newly create any Atma. Atma is eternal. Why there is increase in population? Somebody asked me. It is a very wonderful question. The answer is there are two things. One is upgradation. Second thing is migration. There are innumerable planetary systems. For each and every planetary system, there will be spatial standards. There is life in all planets. The science is known as exobiology. And the possibility of existence of species in all planets is known as exobiosis. So whenever you are seeing whatever he has told is correct. We are seeing lot of things extinct. But we must also govern. We are seeing lot of macrobial creatures in obsoleteness. And we are seeing a lot of microbial creatures newly coming. Have you heard of chikungunya and other things before? Few years, few decades. So it is a transmission or migration from special standards to other. No doubt dinosaurs and lot of other species, they are totally extinct. There are three types of species. One is extinct species. Second is endangering species. Third thing is evolving species. That is there in population. Human beings are evolving species. We are in uncountable population. Third thing is endangering, which is now having the possibility to be extinct in near future. So, in 84 lakhs of species, no doubt few lakhs of species would have been obsolete. But due to their upgradation or gradual variation, they are there in the forms of microbials and other things which we cannot see. So, it is a global constant. According to law of conservation of energy, law of conservation of mass, law of conservation of constancy, the global things, global entities are eternal and constant. So, in the species like dinosaurs and other things, or in some rare endangering species, the population would have been extinct or endangered or reduced to a greater extent. So, lot of unknown things, lot of unheard things are now discovered. New microbial structures are coming, new insects are coming. Now, cotton is detected to be having the most possible pests among all crops. They are inventing new, whether they are inventing new cotton or not, they are inventing new pests, new insects which are affecting cotton growth. Hundreds of things are coming newly. How they are there? It is antarika. Within the same spatial community, they are interchanging their other levels. So it appears in different form, but it is not totally extinct. So second thing is migration. If human beings are there, then there are a lot of other planetary bodies also, in which if the destruction occurs, at the time of destruction, that is the dissolution, until the time of creation, there will be a gap. So, when the Big Bang is totally observed inside, the dark matter, that is the tamas or mula prakriti, for the blossoming of the matter into creation by a Big Bang explosion, it takes few millions of years. Till that time, those species who are the inhabitants of those planetary bodies, they will settle at other places. That is known as migration. It is there in Ashtama Siddhi as well as the Chatushashti Kala. Grahantara Sancharana, Grahantara Parivartana is also one among the Vidyas. So, the population increase can be clearly understood by the intertransfer of the spatial bodies by various people. Even though a particular thing is obsolete, it reappears in a different form, uncountable forms. Number second is upgradation. Data people are upgraded to human forms. Third thing, migration. They are coming from different planetary systems, due to which this population, this problem can be easily reconciliated. It can be vindicated by a logical rule.
More and more people are getting upgraded. More and more species are getting upgraded.
It is because in Kali Yuga, even if you do a small thing, that is evaluated much. In a village where everybody is a miser, any person offering a tumbler of water will be a Kubera and Karna. And Kali Yuga, our possibilities of doing good is very rare, and possibilities of doing something harm to us is very much obvious. At that time, even if you do a small thing, that is evaluated much. So that's why Vyasa told Kali is sadhu. Kali is greater than the other yugas, because in an area and in an arena where nobody bothers about good things, if you do even a small thing, even if you do a meager contribution, that is given with greater value. So this upgradation is only because of Kali Yuga, as Kali Yuga is such a yuga where things are over evaluated by God. Even by small deeds we are promoted to upper species, and as the upper species are more in population, God sends more people. More sant and sadhus and jnanis are there only in Kali Yuga. Can you mention 100 jnanis in Treta Yuga or Dwapara Yuga? You cannot mention. Lot of jnanis are there only in Kali Yuga, because the population is more. So for managing a lot of people, lots sants are there. Population is more, deviation of the population is more. Lot of people are there, and they are going to spoil them and also others more. So lot of people to correct them and to put them in the right track. Lot of sant and jnanis are there in more numbers comparable to the other yugas they are produced. Second thing is sandhi. Sandhi is, for example, a father is being scolded by his own son. And sandhi is a process of this karmic effect which unites person who is having that mentality or that inhibition to scold his father, as well as a person who deserves to be scolded from his son. That is known as sandhi. Both of the persons are united. That is the greatness of sandhi. Whenever you are having, we say that it is not a proper pair, not like that. Everything is a proper pair. Whatever you deserve, that is given. So by means of your hard effort, or self-rectification, or self-upgradation, or spiritual enhancement, you have to either make the available pair something conducive for you, or you have to select somebody different. So this thing is known as sandhi, sandhinyaya. And the third thing is very significant here. I have to just certainly quote. How far this karma can be eradicated, and what is the role of prayashchittas in this karma? There is suyatna, prayatna, swayatna, adhiyatna. Yatna is your trial, and prayatna is your hard trial for doing your working very arduously. And third thing is suyatna is doing with capable persons. You are not doing by yourself. And abhiyatna is the intention of God to promote you. That is known as sauharda, Ishvara sauharda. So whenever we are attached by meditation or by association to people, those who have crossed karma or those who have not bothered about karma at all, that association is known as suyatna, which will induce abhiyatna, that is the endeavor of God to promote you. And no doubt by prayatna and yatna, by your limited desires or by your limited capability, you cannot go against the rule of karma. So for that, there are a lot of systems of apprehension. Yesterday in that lecture also I indicated, and I elaborated in that seminar. There are innumerable things. Amongst this, Hora Jnana is also one among them. And they must have three things. One is Spurana, second is Prashna, third is Arudha. It is known as perfect prediction or perfect astrology. No doubt, all the planetary positions are within the horoscope. Is it there or not? But the power to select the exact combination for the exact benefit is not within the horoscope. Because you know that the pressure pan, the spices required, grains and other things, they are not in the cookery book. So likewise, the horoscope it gives, no doubt it is a vast area, but the lane to get into the vast area is very narrow. For a wider ocean, the lane that leads is very narrow. That is the problem. So we must have the other two benefits also. Apart from Arudha, we must have spurana. Spurana is intuitive instinct. It is intuitive instinct.
Meaning of Aruda? Oh, Aruda.
Arudha means it is attributed. For example, the prediction or your future, it lies on the position of the planets. So that phala is Aruda. It has been kept inside the planetary positions. In Rekha, it is kept in your Rekha. Just as you keep inside a bottle, any content can be kept inside a container. So Arudha means it has been kept inside. That is placement. That is placement. Arudha means somebody who is placed there. It's known as Arudha. Why to go to Lagna Ruda and Bhava Ruda? There is Vrishabha Ruda and Garuda Ruda. Vishnu is known as Garuda Ruda. So anybody is mounted or placed on a substance, he is known as Aruda. Likewise, if your future or fate and its prediction technology is mounted on the planetary positions. So by getting not only the horoscope, but also some extrasensory energies in the form of intuitive and interpretative. Lot of people will feel like something. Yes, I feel something. Then what is their feeling? Interpret it. So the interpretation of your intuition is very great in astrology. There are a lot of people who enjoy impersonified or inexplicable experiences within inside which are not easily interpretable by them. So the skill of intuition and interpretation is an additional boon to that. For that there are a lot of problems in the Medha. Yesterday somebody asked for the memory power. Yes. For memory power, I'll give you a mantra. It is not only memory. Memory has 10 commandments. It is known as productive memory. First thing is productivity. Knowing about previous birth, knowing about the telephone number of all people, and knowing about songs, all of these things, they are entirely different. Productive memory, that which is useful to us, that is memory. Second thing is realized memory, that must come out of our realization. Third thing is memory with instantaneous reproductivity. You must not remember things after coming out of the examination hall. Whenever that is required, we want to have the memory. Fourth is impregnable or stable memory. Memory must shine when it is disturbed. Any quality is great only if it is disturbed, it should continue to exist and shine. For example, when you should develop patience, at a circumstance where you can be impatient, there if you develop patience, that is there greater and that is laudable. If you say that I will be patient if somebody garlands me or offers me 10,000 rupees, what is that? Everybody will do that. Even if we are scolded or if we are ill-treated, there I will be patient means that is an area where the real reflection is impatience or irritation or enmity. There if you reflect, so each and every quality is resplendent only on contrary circumstances. That is a total rule for all characters. All characters, they reflect and they are resplendent only on contrary grounds. So memory means whenever you are demanded, whenever you are into coercive mode, what is known as coercive mode. What is coercive mode? You have to answer this question. If you don't answer, either it will be a shame or it will be a successful failure. In that particular circumstance, then you have to answer. So you are thinking that I have to answer this question, otherwise it will be a shame, or it will be my defect, or I will be dethroned, or I will be totally nullified, or I will be thrown out. Then considering the impact of our productivity and also the possibilities of getting into non-productivity and their impacts on our life, if we think, immediately we develop a tension. Whenever you think, whenever you connect your activity with the result as well as the impact of the result on your life, immediately you are getting into tension. If your friend asks jovially or casually the answer of a question, you can answer it or you can even avoid it. Whenever you are asked to write in an examination mood, you have to write here, sit here and write. You must not bring books, you must not see here and there, you must not copy from any person. You must give all perfect answers. And you must finish everything within these 3 hours. So you have to write, you have to legibly write, we have to write without omission. And you have to present everything fully within this specific time of 3 hours. And if you do that, then you are going to get marks, then that gives you certificate, certificate gives you profession, profession gives you salary, salary gives you comfort and luxury. So this is connected in the mind, due to which examination fever. So stable or impregnable memory is a process, it is a divine process by which whenever we are challenged, whenever we are experimented, whenever we are demanded by a rule or law to produce something, at that time that stability will not be disturbed. Data people will be having good memory, but the stability will not be there. How to face interviews, how to face examinations, and how to face upasana and siddhis. I used to give mantras to some people, and whenever they are asked to repeat it, then I am saying that I cannot narrate before you. Whenever I see you, I am trembling with fear. Then with whom else you are going to then communicate, and who is going to give the next mantra? You have to chant only before me. So likewise, this stability, it is also an attribute. The fourth thing is orderly presentable memory. So many people, they are having lot of things in memory. How to put it in order? They will start with something, they will end with something. They don't know how to put it orderly. With proper links, they will start something unavoidably, but they don't know how to continue and where to end, how to bring back to the starting point. It is a very big difficulty to most of the people. So it is order of presentation in memory, how to order things. So you have to search for language, you have to search for content, you have to search for order, you have to put appropriate words also, you have to maintain the speed, and you have to maintain also the melody, and you must see also they were digested by the people. How much it is difficult. So the thing is order. It is known as krama. Just give the names of all of these things. Start. Productivity. That is sapala or sapalya.
Revised memory.
Revised.
That is avagata. Productive. Sapala. Next.
Instantaneous.
Sadhyav pravritti. Immediately we can just narrate it or do it or operate it immediately.
How much different from Samay Prajna? How much different this from Samay Prajna?
No. Prajna is awareness.
Samay Prajna. Responding to the timely requirement.
There is only prajna. There is nothing known as samaya prajna. Samayochita buddhi is there. There is a word known as samaya prajna, but there is nobody known as samaya prajna. Prajna is only samaya. That is inbuilt. So you think about past, you come from past, that is known as smriti. The instinct of your intellect that deals with the past is known as smriti. That deals with the present is known as prajna. That deals with the possibilities or innovations of the future is known as pratibha. They are affiliated with these 3 things.
Next, impregnable memory. Impregnable memory.
Impregnable, that is achedya. That is achedya. Pratibha. Achedya, that is impregnable.
How do you put it? Simple words.
Undisturbable. Indestructible.
Orderly.
Krama. That order is known as krama. Repeat it. Read.
Sapala.
Only Sanskrit.
Sapala avagata sadhya pravritti achedya krama.
The 6th thing is, all of these 5 things are normal. It can be practiced for all human beings, especially for professionals, then students, and various bureaucrats and other people, common people, they can practice. These things are not special powers. The other 5 things are known as special powers. Adhita smara, anadhita, Adhita Smara is extraordinary memory. Adhitanam Vishayanam Smaranam Adhita Smara Sarvesham Shyanam. No.
Not photography. That is different.
आमां तत्तु विद्यते तत्सर्वम् आगच्छति. Anadhita is without any information or without any reference. Anadhita. And there is one more vidya in between that is known as Alpadhyena. Ekasandha Grahana, Alpadhyena, Drishta Grahana, Shravana Grahana, Dura Grahana, Agra Grahana, Ati Grahana, Agrahana. If somebody is there before you, whatever he thinks, even before he thinks to think and he thinks to say to you, you can just imbibe it. Agra Grahana. Dura Grahana is downloading from a distant place, from a book or from some reference and then repeating it. Just visualizing wisdom before your eyes. All of those things are entirely different. We must come for something which is practicable. Anadhita is without adhyena at all, without proper learning, by means of a divine sanction, by means of a great gracious shower of God, we are capable of learning all of these things. That is Anadhita. Third thing is Subhashini, Vibhashini and Sambhashini. Talking about any subject is Sambhashini. Covering about anything for any person. Multi-dimensional approach. Then multi-versatility, multi-linguistic nature. These three things are like that. Sambhashini is talking about any subject. Subhashini is convincing any person. Vibhashini is talking in any language. So subject mastery is known as Sambhashini, mind mastery is known as Subhashini, and language mastery is known as Vibhashini.
A lot of people watch this, so here they read here. So what type of karma?
No. There are 4 types of Punya Papas. One is Kalantara, second is Vamshantara, third thing is Dehantara, fourth thing is Sadyojata. Atyutkataihi Punya Papaihi Yaiva Palamashnute. That is a Shastric saying. That is Dehantara. For some Punya and Papa,
yesterday you said that by seeing certain things you will say when you start or not. There is some way.
yes.
How?
Yes.
We can acquire that.
Yes, that Vidya only we are going to see. So, without understanding the names of Siddhis or just fundamentals of Siddhi, directly we cannot go for that. You see, you will be given a broader subject in which you will be asked 10 questions in the examination. Then you must not say that there is a joke also. First year you will be given 1,000 rupees, second year will be given 2,000, third year 5,000. Then the servant will say, I will join the third year. So this is not possible. There is a full subject in which 10 questions will be asked in the examination. Then the student must not ask that, give that 10 questions, anyhow you are going to ask the same. So you must have a broader outlook. The broader outlook, the more you know about the Shastras. So, but somebody asks, I am going to practice only the Vidya. It is a very wonderful question and it is going to haripulate all the people. If they really relish the value of it. They are going to do only the Vidya. For example, they are going to do only Subhashini, for example. Why I must be given the names of lot of things and lot of explanations? What is the purpose? Then in Shastras it is told, like beehive, our Jnana Kosha, it consists of lot of chambers. And each and every chamber has sub-chambers and intra-chambers inside. Whenever you know each and everything, the locked or sealed or congested chamber is cleansed and opened. The more chambers are opened, the free airflow, that is the knowledge flow can be there. Like all of these pores, if they are blocked, you know that in cosmetology, what is the basic of cosmetology? the pores, they are having lot of settlements of wastage and unwanted elements in the form of dirt, which comes from dust. Dust creates dirt, and also internally lot of these metabolisms, they create dust and dirt. This dirt will stagnate and it will conceal the pores. And if conceal the pores, that will create a lot of, that is fading of your complexity, then unwanted skin diseases, they are coming. Likewise, the internal system also, the knowledge sheath system, it consists of innumerable pores. We can call it as pores, hives, chambers, or holes, or sheets, or rooms, or compartments, or departments, apartments, whatever you can put. So all of these areas, they are sealed, or they are blocked, or they are congested. The more, even though you may be practicing a single art, you may be going to practice only a single art, but if you know about the broader outlook of the system of knowledge, all these things are opened, due to which you can successfully practice your requirement. Your requirement is only X, then why I am teaching from A to Y and Z? Because even though they are not directly going to be your destination, they are going to be supportive tools for the total cleansing project of the chamber of knowledge. Chamber of commerce, chamber of knowledge. It will be totally invigorated and vitalized, by which your specification can be easily understood. So it is a good practice for us to know about the broader outlook of the systems of knowledge. Then after knowing that, then making yourself to have a very broader and deeper outlook of the unfathomabilities of the knowledge systems. Then if you start your system, even though it may be a very small practice, a person knowing everything and starting a small thing, he can get more success. For example, a person mastering all the swaras, whenever he sings a single raga, then immediately we can have that sort of distinction in his raga. Even though Kalyani is required, even though the other swaras like Suddha Rishabha or Sadhara Gandhara, they don't prevail in Kalyani, still a person, he gets it to Sarvaswara Sadhana. Because if he does Sarvaswara Sadhana, if he goes to a particular raga, that raga will be very specifically the beauty of Andhra Gandhara inside a Kalyani can be evinced. If a person has mastered the other country swaras also, then only he can clearly give what this picture is. Likewise, total knowledge management. That too to a limit. It is not, if you study all systems and get into the system, then it will take 10 births. That is not like that. But broader outlook of the total system must be there. So, for his answer, all the Punya Papas, there are some selected Punya Papas which are immediately giving the benefit. They are known as Sadyojata or Sadhya Phalita. Then the second thing is Vamshantara. It will affect your generations. Like there is genetic disorders. It is also a genetic disorder of morale which affect those people. Then the third thing is Kalantara. If you have done today, at your older age, it will come as along with your walking stick, it will be also a companion for you. And that you will correctly identify. The identification power of karma is very wondrous. Yatha dhenu sahasreshu vatso vindati mataram tatha purva kritangarma kartaram adhigacchati. If you can just orderly place thousands of cows which are uniform in structure, nature and their looks, if you allow a calf to run and reach the mother, it will immediately catch it very correctly. It will smell it so correctly. So even if you change your dress or your body or change your residential address or even identities, that Purva Punya Papa, that reaches you exactly, reaching at the exact time. So that is Kalantara. Dehantara is if you are overloaded with lot of virtues. Somebody is there, they are overloaded with lot of virtues and they are having little sin also. So even people who are malicious in nature, they live comfortably because as they are having preloaded virtues and they are experiencing in the process, the sin to take its maturity, it will take its own time. So that is why the teleology, as per the philosophy of Immanuel Kant, he told dharma or the truth or perfection is the order of life. If you really want the order of life, then unless you accept rebirth and other things, you cannot do these things. Because if really morality should give you comfort and happiness, with comfort, with nativity, with fluence, with speed, with stature and structure, very systematically ordered. What is with nativity? It should appear as if the person who is born in that area is speaking. And that must not be practiced in English at all. How are you, like that, we must not try to do that. It does not mean so. Because it will not make us to understand these things. Nativity is a quality of language. If you handle a language, you must handle with nativity. In Sanskrit and other things we can practice, but English to practice the nativity, it is very horrible. That is Bhasha Siddhi. Second thing is Madhurya, to speak good words, consoling words, comfortable words, enlightening words. That is also a Vak Siddhi. Somebody is suffering, you are consoling him. Somebody is struggling, you are giving him a pathway, you are directing him. So all of these things of comfort, consolation, then solace, then knowledge distribution, all of these things are also Vak Siddhi. If we talk to some people, then we feel that our burdens are totally downloaded. The third thing is Swara Siddhi. There are two types of swaras. One is Shruti Swara, second is Gana Swara. And in Mantra Shastra, the mantras are having a lot of stipulations. It is rigid rules. Mantra Siddhi is also a miracle or wonder of your mouth, tongue. To say the mantras with specific pronunciation. They used to say in Shastras, Varna Swara Matra Bala Sama Sandhana. With all of these qualities, we must be having mantra siddhis. For that we must have the skill of the tongue. And any person singing is different from saying mantras. And saying mantra is different from linguistic handling. Linguistic handling is entirely different from the simplest way of mellifluity showered in the form of comforting and caring for the society. This is entirely different. This is mantra. Other thing is known as Gana. Gana is music. They are handling the Swara Prastara, Alapana, Kalpana Swara, Manodharma. All of these things are entirely different. And in Veda, there are two skills. If you are given a vast space and somebody asks you to explore the vastness, that is a skill. There are two skills. If somebody can maintain their individuality, that is a skill. That is a different tone. That is, my voice is individual and nobody can imitate it. That is individuality. There is also a skill known as imitation. I can imitate somebody else's voice. Imitation is also a skill. And also individuality is a skill. They are skill in different directions. Likewise, there are two swaras. One is rigid and second is flexible. The rigid swaras are there in Veda. If you want to say with the swara, particular swara, if you change the swara by manodharma or alapana, then the meaning will be different. So you cannot bring down flexibility in Vedic swaras. We must not put raga. Giti, Shigri, Shirakampi, Tatharikita Pataka. Anybody who sings Vedas, they are Adhama Patakas. That is the swara for Veda. Shanno Mitra Shamvarunaha. This is the swara. Shanno Mitra Shamvaruna. You must not make this type of this thing. Then you select. Samaveda also, they have their own swaras. You cannot put Saranga, Kalyani, Bauli, Gambadi, etc. So this is known as rigid swara. If there is only one swara, you have to pronounce only that. But in Sangeeta it is not like that. There is Naraval and there is Sangati. There is Sangati, in that is Gati and Sangati. The real swara is known as, Sprastara is known as Gati. And the beautification or embellishment is known as Sangati. Vasudevayani Vedalina Gito. This is Gati. Vasudevayani Vedalina. This is Sangati. You cannot do these wonders in Vedic swaras. So, the fifth thing is Palana. That is Vak Palana.
There is one doubt. Nowadays, Gayatri Mantra, they are giving that recorded Gayatri Mantra in some swara, but I don't know what swara. What people are practicing that. I want to throw light on that. What
God is merciful, so He is not punishing these people. See, if you want to taste jaggery, you have to keep that like this. If you want to smell something, then there is nose for that. If you want song, there are a lot of songs available for you. Why you are taking that thing which must be in a different mode? Why you are attributing it? Why you are misplacing it in a different standard? If you want to sing, there are a lot of songs. If you want a particular thing, you must select only those things which are meant for that. You must not try to metamorphose some other thing which is for a different purpose. Vedas are for chanting. And if you want to chant, select Vedas. If you want to sing, select songs. Why you are converting or trying to make a hybridization where the Vedic mantras are sung with musical melodies? Why you are doing like that?
So unfortunately, some people are practicing thinking that that is correct.
No, that is wrong.
That has become problem.
Yes. It is not problem. You remove BLEM and put FIT. If you say Bhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Dev, if you say like that, nobody will purchase the cassette because they know this. Somebody, if they say in a different manner, Bhuvasvaha, like that, immediately, oh, this is new, purchase the cassette. 10,000 copies sold, next edition. Look for advance copies.
Marketing.
That is known as neomania. Neomania. Something new, people are selecting for that. Then even if the old thing is given after a period, lapse period, then they will consider to be new and they will follow that old thing. Just as now they are putting these earrings and tuft. Now everybody is putting this tuft. Those who were ridiculing against these earrings and tuft, now they are carrying these things. And no doubt they will come to Vittel cut like this.
Importance of Shikha in the Veda parties and all.
Yes.
What is the importance of Shikha?
Yes. Here we have Sahasra Talapadma. And there is a very small hole. It is not a hole. It is not a hole very visible. It is a very subtler than the subtlest hole, which is known as Brahmarandha. And also in Vimana, in temples, you must have seen, you cannot see it. In the Kalasa, there will be Brahmarandha. So this Brahmarandha has a tejas. This Brahmarandha has a tejas. This must be safeguarded. Only when a person, he just bundles his hair, you know that it has static electrical impulses. There is also some physics lecture wherein by you just comb, demonstration. Then if you, piece of paper, if you just bring them, they will be attracted. It is there in 6th standard physics. So like that, the static electrical impulses are there. But you must not try to connect it with a bulb or tape recorder. It is bioelectronic in nature. It is known as bionics. That is why people used to say, the problem with mechanical instruments is, they are not giving you real energy. You are having a bionic field. They are having a geonic or metanic field or mechanical field. Both things are contradictory to each other. Like that, by collectively bundling this, there are two things. Where you have to remove the hair and where you have to collect the hair. This is, if you want to create a centralized pressure, you might have read about centripetal and centrifugal forces. Likewise, if you create a centralized forces, that is possible only by removing this 4-finger pramana of hair from this and these places. If you collectively bundle like this, just these women they are doing, and so many people like the Kung Fu masters, they are having tufts and various other things you might have seen in Chinese films, martial arts films. So unless we remove this area, so Shastra gives you two things, Vidhi and Nisheda. Where hair has to be maintained and where it must be removed. Then why God he has given hair here? Somebody asked. He has given hair for the fools to keep and for the wise people to remove. If everything is made by God, there is a process. If everything is done by God, then what is the work for your discretion? He has given good and bad and also the power of discretion to select how to process good things and how to avoid bad ones. Likewise, Brahmarandra has one tejas. It is like mercury. It is a tejavarana. It is some sort of light substance. Light means light in weight also, light in transplantance also. It is an effulgent mercury-like amalgam which is situated here, the tejas. So unless it is guarded by a shikha, that medha will not be instilled. Whatever we keep in the form of medha, the Vedas are to be kept in green fresh memory. Keeping Vedas in memory is entirely difficult. It is not an easy job. So persons who are doing tapas, this is I already told, helmet is for the two-wheeler persons. So each and every tool is for the persons who have it or who want to have it. Isn't it so? So any person developing celibacy, brahmacharya, penance, tapas, austerity, acharana, swadhyaya, Vedic recitation, resumptions, realization and ritualization, for those people that medha is well protected by the Brahmarandra tejas. As it should be properly protected by a strong pressure. Whenever you just pressurize and bundle here, immediately by that pressure I have already told, yesterday I have told, whenever we move our particles in posture, whenever something is loosened or hardened, immediately lot of small caps are opened, locked. Likewise, whenever you bundle this, immediately this negligible pressure by you are offering by the bundling process, then you must not just crush and crack it and pull it like that. Those things are very horrible. A reasonable pressure, a light pressure offered by this bundling process, as these type of swadhyaya, tapas, all these things are not meant for female people. These hard exercises are not meant. They are not proposed or prescribed by the Shastras to have that. Whereas we naturally, we have to possess, unless we have some disease in the head, or we are bald-headed, or we are blank in our external beauty. In all other circumstances, we must carry our own tuft. It is for protecting the Brahmarandra Tejas, which protects our Meda. This Meda gives us determination to continue our penance, to continue our austerity, and to be totally a blemish-free knowledge, and its flow by your explanation and exposition will be maintained by that. So that is the reason for Shika. There are innumerable Shikas also. One is, there is Gokshura is there, Aswakshura is there, then Lavakshura is there. These things are colloquial names. I am telling about Shastric names. Then Purva Shika and Upper Shika is there. Purva Shika is, they will keep here. There is only one Shika known as Purva Shika. Only Shika must be kept here. But due to the invasion of culture and change of time, it has shifted to two places. One is here for Nambudris and one is here for the Upper Shika people. Though actually Shika was only here. Because you know that Shika means the flame. How the flame of the Agni goes. Have you seen the flame of fire? How it goes? Like this. Like that here you have to prescribe the Shika. You might have seen in all Muniva, there is a Munipungavas, Rishis, they will be having Shika here and Diksha here. So Shika is here as per the Shastras. Now due to the various transformations of social standards, now the Nambudris and Chidambaram Dikshita, they are having Shika here. Now this Afra, yes, here. Like one side ear of Mickey Mouse. Even now, see, the people, Sikh people, they are just keeping it, governing that with Diksha. Whatever the rishis they used for spiritual valor, these people they are using for military valor. That is known as Sharma, it is known as Varma. Spiritual potency is known as Sharma. And administrative or military potency is known as Varma. That is why Brahmins are called as Sharmas and Kshatriyas are called as Varmas. As they were having that. So let us start with the Panchasiddhi I have already told. One is Bhashana Madhurya, second is Bhasha Vaividya, third thing is Swaravijnana in Shruti, fourth thing is Swaravijnana in Gana Shastra, fifth thing is Vakphalana. And what we want is Vakphalana and Madhurya. Because an astrologer is a real counsel. He has to give comfort to the people. I have already told horoscope yesterday. You can write down the mantra. Actually, as per the Shastric rules, writing down the mantra is not preferable. But as it is a starter, we can write. Then as soon as you finish the mantras, just let me narrate about the process of getting these mantras. One, it is, what is this paddhati known as Diksha? Then what is Diksha? Diksha is mantra, devata, guru, sankalpa, vinayogatmaka vidya, Diksha ituchyate. You have to select a deity, you have to select a mantra, you have to select your own determination to do that, you have to select the purpose also, and also a proper person for advising all of these things. Write that. Devata, mantra, guru, sankalpa and viniyoga. Devata is deity, mantra is the process, guru is the preceptor, sankalpa is your strong-minded determination to continue and achieve that, viniyoga is the purpose. And in the previous seminar I addressed, a lot of people are practicing Jyotisha. One is Vividisha, for curiosity. And second thing is for their own comfort, for their own family. Swaniyantrana or self-conduction. And third thing is extending predictions to others. That is Vakphalana. The fourth thing is Siddhi. They must totally keep these astrological standards, reasons and other remedial measures into their control. That is for Siddhi. Fifth thing is Jagrana, to create awareness about this science. There are 5 types of people. For example, somebody is there, they don't want to know about them. They are least interested in predicting for others also. They are not interested with mere curiosity or with the mere system of accomplishment. They are interested in promoting the science by creating awareness in society. So there are 5 people. So first you have to give your own personal desire, if you want it for knowing your life and plan your life accordingly, or is it just a subject of curiosity? Third thing, you want to help others by means of prediction, either professionally or by your social relations as a service. The fourth thing is, do you want to get some siddhi at all, to realize and master some energy? The fifth thing, no, I want to create some awareness in the society. Unless I have precise predictions, I cannot create awareness. Awareness is created only when a person who is warned gets into the danger, or when a person who is subjected gets the benefit. Either the person must get into the danger. Yes, Swamiji, he told that I will be getting that amount, I got it. He told that I will get an accident. Yes, I got it. Thank you. So, this is possible only if you accurately predict. The precision and accuracy in your prediction only brings awareness in the society. The second thing is scientific explanations. There are 2 ways to create belief or deep-rooted belief or permeated belief in the society with astrology. The first thing is precise prediction. Second thing is scientific interpretation. By these 2 skills only we can bring it. Scientific explanations, we must conduct a different session. Whenever possible we can do it. But precise prediction only, there are mantras. So we must decide what is our level of requirement. Because whenever you go for anything, if you just want to feed your own family, then we need only limited ingredients. If it is for a marriage, then you have to bring the ingredients in a lorry, isn't it so? Likewise, depending upon your requirement, we can give mantras. So there is before starting any gymnastics or starting yoga, there are some warm-up exercises to make all of the bodily portions to move. For example, you must move like this, you must move like this, you must move like this. So all of the possible flexible portions, you must be capable of making your movements. That is warm-up. Then whatever you do, whether it is an exercise or it may be even a yogic posture, those things will be very flexible and easy. Isn't it so? Likewise, there are common warm-up exercises in the spiritual mantra shastra also, which are meant for generally learning anything. If those things are mastered, then you can select your own specification. Then those things cannot be a mass rendering. Each and every individual is different. Then individually they have to come, or collectively, depending upon their common interest, they have to come. A big number of people coming for a common initiation is possible only in this Sabarimala Diksha or some other vratas. We cannot do such things in mantra shastra. In pilgrimage and other things we can say Hare Krishna, Govinda, all of these things we can say it for all people and we can do that. Regarding mantra shastra, their desire is different. Their determination, destination is different. So we must do only like that.
One thing can lead to another. You can start as a curiosity. Then you can get the siddhi also.
No, for curiosity there is no mantra. For the curiosity we are having mantra.
Purpose of studying astrology.
Yes. If it is for prediction,
we start with curiosity. Then it leads to the next higher.
There are no. Curiosity is a common thing for all. If I say curiosity, I don't say that it starts with curiosity. It ends with curiosity itself. So what I mean by curiosity is different from what you think as curiosity. Curiosity is a common attribute in all these 5 things. Without curiosity, you cannot get any of these 5. But I have specifically given as curiosity because just they have curiosity and they end with their own curiosity, they don't proceed. They are known as curious people. They are not interested in prediction. Yes, they start and stop with curiosity. And second thing is, there are a lot of people interested in prediction for themselves, for leading a very balanced and cautious life. So that we can deal later. Now we can start the general thing. And even the general thing, the first what I am going to do is, I am going to give the Laghu Diksha. Second will be the Guru Diksha. Third will be the Maha Diksha. And even in the Laghu Diksha, I will be going to give only the stem of the mantra. That is the Mula mantra. Then after explaining about the various other things, the rules and regulations of other things, I can give the Rishi Devata, Mantra Mula, Viniyoga Chandas, Bija Shakti Kilaka Netra, Kavacha Astra Yoni, Digbandha Dig Vimoga, Avahana Upasthana Visarjana Mudra. All of these things can be given later with yantra, Tantra Niyantrana, then Ucharana Vidhi, Pratima Vidhi, Nityanushtana Padati, Naimittikanushtana Padati, Purti, Yaga, Tarpana, Bhojana, Avabrita, Shubha Sankalpa, Mantrakshata. This is the process of getting into any siddhi. So these things are later. Now I am going to give that mantra. There are two things. One is Vag, second is Vachaspati. I have already told about Vag. 5 greater and miraculous as well as very stupendous functions of mouth I have already told. And the common power that gives all these powers, there is a common power, source of power, which manifests in 5 different forms. That is known as Vag. That is a common name. And Hayagriva, who is the deity for that, he is known as Vachaspati. So you can write down the mantra, then go for breakfast. You are not writing. Just write. Already I have emphasized all the people to bring paper and pen. While narration, if you write, you get deep memory than just merely hearing or recording in these things. Whenever I am doing an exercise by narration, you must reflect by your response, either by repeating the mantras or by writing. You have to do something from your side. And if you just repeat, then it will be a disturbance. Now you have to write. Om. Start. Namo. Bhagavate. Amprini. Nathaya. Tejase. Amprini. P-R-U-N-I. Amprini Nathaya Tejase. Tejase. Vidya Nilayaya. Mahate. Brihate. 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 B-R-U-H-A-T-E. E accentuated. Brihate. Paranjodishe. Antarnihita anadi timiram nashaya nashaya. Antarnihita. Nihita. N-I-H-I-T-A. Nihita. Anadi timiram. Nashaya nashaya. Timiram. T-I-M-I-R-A-M. Timiram, T-I-M-I-R-A-M, Nashaya Nashaya. Aghata Atishaya Shemushim Abhijwalaya. Aghata Atishaya Shemushim. The first Shai is like the Shai in Shankha. And the ending Shai is like the Shai in Vishnu. The first is Shai. Malayalam is Kada is also. In Tamil there is a Shemushim. Dirgha. Abhijwalaya. Repeat it. Abhijwalaya.
Abhijwalaya.
Kaika, Bauddhika, Sarvasadhaka Sauvidyam Dehi Dehi. Sarvasadhaka Sauvidyam Dehi Dehi. Dura, Dura, Gudha, Gudha,
2 times.
Dura, Gudha, Avrita, Sukshma, Bhumadika, not Bhumadika, Bhumadika, Bhumadika. Avagahana Siddhim, Avagahana Siddhim. Prasadaya, Prasadaya. Om Am Sham Aim. It's a very important bija. Once we have to organize either a campus like this, or at least we have to publish a book on bijaksharas. What are all the bijas and what do they say? Certainly there must be a nigantu. There is ekakshara nigantu, but a bijakshara nigantu must be made by somebody. It is going to be, because in homas and other people, have you mentioned that kids are not allowed in this too? Only grown kids are allowed. So in it is anantaha, abhyayaha, achyutaha, amksham. In homas and other mantra shastras you might have seen in cinemas also, bham, gham, dham, all of these things. But really each and every sound that has its own power. Unfortunately they are pronounced by powerless people, otherwise it will create some adverse effects. You have seen in cinema, there are a lot of other things. It is told in that Panini story, it has been told that when he was explaining the Simha Pada, Simha means it has the inner meaning known as a himsa. Pashyako bhavati kashyapaha. The person who has seen the Vedas is known as Pashyaka. He has seen so very extraordinarily. Even we used to say that he is having he can even reciprocate the whole Veda. Talagada padichirukanu solluvom. So Pashyako becomes Kashyapa. Pashyaka is a real word. That has become Kashyapa. Artham vahati iti artavaha. That has become Atharva. So there are a lot of words like that. So while he was explaining Simha, Shabda Shakti of Simha, which has come from Himsa, then immediately a lion came and it killed Panini. There is a story about Panini. Because as he was a powerful person, as he was a charged person, and also he can charge others also with his radiant knowledge, while he was explaining about the lion, the real lion came. We are inviting God. Somebody told why we have to chant 1008 times. Then we told, even if you call once, God will come. But you are not having that much of stanchness of a single call. So to supplement the stanchness of a single call, you have to chant thousands of times. You can purchase something with 10,000 rupees. If you are incapable, then you have to go for installments, 100 rupees per month. 100 rupees. So likewise, each and every time chanting, if you call Narayana, it is okay. There are two people who are repeating God's names. One is those who are relishing God's names, even they are potential enough, they are relishing, they are enjoying God's names, so that they are repeating. That is due to their capability. Other people they are repeating because they cannot produce the stanchness is in a single stretch by which they have to compensate with thousands of repetition. It is due to the incapability. So incapable people they repeat because to gain power. Even powerful people they repeat because they enjoy God's names. Ashaktya ashaktanam avrittihi. Nama madhuryena avrittihi shaktanam atishaktanancha. So this bija you can do, it has means it has thousands of powers. Simply I want to say we must understand this mantra, even though not the other bijams. Means that is the starting. Ksha means that is the ending. Akarandi, akaradi, kshakaranta, shabdeshu, ramate iti aksharaha. Why God is known as Akshara? Why Brahman is known as Akshara? As he dwells or dances or just sojourns between A and Ksha, he is known as Akshara. Ra is person who enjoys. Ramate iti raha. Where does he just enjoy? Where does he roam from? From A to Ksha, he is a Ra because he is the creator of all of these sounds. That is why he is known as Akshara. And God has one more wondrous attribute also. Akaradi, Kshakaranta, Akshara, you know that. It starts with A and ends with Ksha. God exists even before A and he exists even after Ksha. He is Adi to the Adis, and even after the Anta he will be existing. So this Aim is he dwells in Aim. What is the position of Hayagriva? Hayagriva, he exists even before Akara and after Chakara, but he romances with Aim. Aim is the Jnana Bijam. Like Shrim is the Aishwarya Bijam, Aim is the Jnana Bijam. And Ham is also Jnana Bijam. But Aim is the basic Bijam. Aim deals with crude knowledge and Ham deals with processed knowledge. This Aim is associated with great Jnanis. Who are all the great Jnanis? Vyasa is a great Jnani, Brahma is a great Jnani, Saraswati is a Jnani, Dakshinamurti form of Shiva, they are all Jnanis, Brahma Jnanis. So all of these Jnanis, they are Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam. They are all blessed by Hayagriva. So that's why he is known as Sarva Bhuteshwareshwaraha. There are Sarva Bhutas. There are also some Ishwaras for the Sarva Bhutas. As he is the Ishwara for the Sarva Bhuteshwaras, he is known as Sarva Bhuta Ishwareshwara. So we must understand Akara is the beginning of knowledge. Chakara is not the beginning of alphabet. According to English and other languages, A means alphabet. It has no other meaning. You have to add with something. According to our Shastras, A means avarakshane, avastitau, ava nitya vrittau. A means starting. A means proceeding. A means without any defect. A means endless. A means little. A means nothing. Yes. Krama means rule. Akrama means nothing in rule. So existence, negation, nullification, simplification, then perfection, culmination, saturation, all of these things are governed in A. For A only there are hundreds of meanings like that. So according to us, A is not an alphabet, it is not a sound, it is the miniaturization or capsulation of innumerable meanings. And according to us, unless that thing is processed as, for who will understand like that? Great Jnanis will understand from Aksharas. Limited Jnanis, they will understand from Padas. Jnani plus Ajnani, a composite mixture of both of things, they can understand from Vakyas. And Gadya and Padya and long illustrations are required for Ajnanis. So for Ajnanis, they require long explanations, lengthy details. Second thing, Mithajnanis, they require Vakyas. And a reasonable Jnani, they require Padas. And Sukshma Jnani or Tejo Vishishta, they require only Shabda. If you say everything is understood. Even if you say a lot of voluminous pages, somebody cannot understand everything. So, Bija is the way of understanding everything with brevity. You know how many alphabets are there in English? 26 alphabets are there. Then we have to permutate it with different combinations to understand in the form of literature. You know how many letters are there in Lipi? Our Brahmalipi, only 7 letters. That's why I told shortest hand. It is not shorthand, it is shortest hand. If I am giving 10 pages of a book or work to you, to make it in shorthand, you will make it either 1/4 or 1/6. If the whole life and its functions and various other intrusions are all told in just 7 inscriptions, then it is the shortest hand. There is a Vidya known as Lipi Patini. There is a Vidya known as Vidhigati Matitrayi. There is a Vidya known as Karmantara Sthapana. There is a Vidya known as Arshabhashi. There is a Vidya known as Gochara. I have already told you it is different from Gochara. It is Gochara. There is Acharyasani, in which just as by internet education, e-learning, you are inviting people from US and other areas, as Wisconsin University, Massachusetts University, Minnesota University. I am reading through e-learning process, satellite process. Likewise, you can invite Vasishtha, Vyasa and other people. That Vidya is known as Acharyasani, in which they can be invited and all doubts can be clarified. New mantras, obsolete mantras, they can also be inculcated by that process. Acharyasani. I am going to tell these things later. So, Am, Ksham, Aim, Namaha, these 3 things are the basic base or bija. And in all mantras, for immediate requirement, there is something known as Sankshipti. So, somebody asked the same question. To protect against some, for example, some tiger or lion, there is a lot of rakshana. From Stambhana, Mriga Stambhana is there, Devata Stambhana, Stri Stambhana, Raja Stambhana, Agni Stambhana, Vayu Stambhana, Khadga Stambhana, Astra Stambhana, innumerable things are there. So if somebody is just releasing a missile, the mantra is like that, it is a very big mantra. For example, you are a Sudarshana Upasaka, a lion is coming, it is about to swallow you, white lion, Om Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Jannavallabhaya Paraya Paramapurushaya Paramatmane. Will the lion wait for that? Then somebody asked the same question. It is not anything humorous. He asked, it is really a practical difficulty for us. Then how we can manage that situation? Then there is mantra sara. If a person, those who have really mastered that fullest mantra, Satakshari, 100 letters, at the time of emergency, they will not be having the mind to narrate this mantra. At the time of an alarming danger, where there will be a mental setup where we can remember that mantras and chant before the lion, which is awaiting for the Avirbhaga. So there, mantra sara, if you chant the name of the deity, Sudarshana, if you chant, you can get the benefit. Or mantra sara, nama, mantra sara, or kriya, or apekshya. The nama is, if you say Sudarshana, immediately you can get the benefit. That is by nama. Second thing is mantra sara. What is the bija for this Sudarshana mantra? Clean. If you say clean, but you must not say clean without mastering the other portions. Having mastered the fullest structure, if you just say that clean, that is more than enough for saving you at the time. And the third thing is kriya. Even without telling the name of the deity or the bija, if you think of them and say trahi, trahi, or please save me, whatever may be the language, that is immaterial. If you say what do you want, you will get that. It is known as Sankshipti. At the time of mastering big mantras, the time of emergency, by just chanting the names, you can get the benefit. Or the mantra will have a bija or seed. If the seed is there, how can we carry big banyan trees? In the form of seeds you can carry. So that is easily mobile, that is very handy, that you can use at the time of your emergency. The third thing is trahi or pahi, raksha raksha, avatumam, like that we can chant something by which we mean that we have to be protected. And fourth thing is, it is a very great Mahaguna. It is known as Mahavishwasa. A person totally surrendered to Sudarshana without calling him, as he is an omniscient person, you need not call him because he is omniscient, he knows everything. You do not tell the mantra because he is mantratita and he deals with the mana, not the mantra. God deals with only your mana, not the mantra. Then why you are asking me to deal with mantras? Because mantras qualify your mind and God is comfortable with a qualified mind. Mantras are the process only for qualification of mind, and the qualified mind is the feast for God. That is a palace for God. That is a cot for God. That is a cradle for God. That is a throne for God. So for this Mahavishwasa, you need not call God by His name because I am omniscient. You need not say the mantra and its bija because he looks for your mind. You need not say trahi trahi because he is dutiful, he is very vigilant, and he is very much grateful to your even smallest worships, and he is merciful also. That is Mahavishwasa. If you lack of Mahavishwasa, follow these three things. If you have Mahavishwasa, keep your mouth shut. And lion will also close its mouth for your information.